They say time is up. Hi everybody, welcome to this random stream that I usually don't do on this day, but I'm bored and I don't want to do video games, so I'm doing this instead. And I also have an itch, a little tiny little itch that I want to have to talk about my OCs finally and talk about my indie show. So what better way to do that than in a thing where I'm supposed to be talking anyway, and do an art stream. Hello Blaze, hello Sue, hello Committal, welcome. I was recording a video when this started, so I'm glad I have a break. Oh, I'm so sorry that your voice is bad, Sue. Drink some water, rest it up, do whatever you gotta do. Yo, an art stream, yeah, hell yeah. Sorry I'm late, we literally just started, gotcha. You couldn't be late to something you didn't know of. This is just a random little silly little thing I did, because I'm just a silly little goober, silly little goober. But welcome, gotcha, welcome. Yeah, really, I just kind of want to do a redraw of what I'm thinking. Okay, so I made a bit of art. I don't know when this was made. Can I look at my file? If I can go to my folder and check the properties of this image. I want to try to see when I made this before I start redrawing it. Properties. I created it 2 years ago on August 31st, 2023 at 2:44:28 a.m. apparently. Yeah, so I made this thumbnail I'm going to be drawing 2 years ago. Well, not thumbnail, technically thumbnail. It's a silly little thing that I made, which I wanted to be like kind of like a thumbnail for an episode 1 of this show. But I obviously made that 2 years ago. My style has changed, just everything has changed, and let's just be clear, like, my art style would definitely not be the show's art style. I barely even like my art style, and even on the days I do like my art style, no, my art style doesn't fit my own show. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm just gonna redraw it in my style, and we're gonna see how that develops and how that changes, and you get to see a little bit of my old art in the process. I am on that stupid sauce. I'm on that silly little juice. Actually, before I even do that, I'm gonna treat myself and I'm gonna get some chocolate milk. So I am going to be right back. I'm just gonna get a can of Yoo-hoo. So I'll be back in a minute. Everyone behave themselves. Okay, I'm back. Probably could have put the BRB screen on, but sorry, I don't think I shook it up all the way, so I went ahead and did that real quick. Let's see if the can cracking is gonna appear on the audio. Will the mic pick it up? Oh, I almost dropped it. Have some nice little yoo-hoo while I draw. Quick, everyone get wacky while they're gone. No. Let's just be here playing Spirit of the North, because if it's the vibe of the stream, nice. Nice, nice, nice. And I guess also, this can be a sort of like Q&A. If anybody has any questions for my indie show and wants me to talk about all the tiny little specifics and the stuff that I can say without spoilers, then yeah, you can. I can do a little doodles on the side if I want. And yeah, let's get started. The sound effects are insane this stream. Let's see, so what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to do the same thing, right? Try to get this to capture fire alpaca, which that's not gonna work. Because even though it says that it doesn't. Wait a minute. Okay, wait, guys. I have an idea. Shit, did I do something? Fuck. I have an idea. So, here's my idea. Question, will there be an ARG? Probably not. So, since I can't get Fire Alpaca to appear on Steam normally, what if I add Fire Alpaca to my Steam as a non-Steam game? Because I've been doing that with the fan games and stuff. Let me see. I may have to hit browse, go to downloads, and do I have Firefox in my downloads? I should, because I had to download it. Unless it's in my backup. Oh, yeah, no, it probably is. When I changed my computer. And I had to make sure all my old files were backed up. Alpaca 64. Let's see. Fire Alpaca. Okay. Now I'm what? Okay, so wait, how's this gonna work? Is it gonna say that it's already open? Or will it launch it as like something separate? Okay, no, that's not gonna work. Next time this shit like updates, I'm gonna have to do it like that. Will there be voice acting in the show? Yes, there will be. What inspired you to do the indie show? Okay. We're just gonna do window capture. we're just gonna do window capture and we're just gonna rock with it so we can actually start drawing. Okay, let me... Oh, I need to charge my phone while I'm doing this, and because my phone's about to die, and I also need to be able to see the chat. Okay, I have all of these different things. Okay, so make sure my still is back to normal. Let's make sure that the mic is down. Okay. I haven't done a drawing stream in a little bit, so I need to remember how I had everything set up. Maybe like have the phone be over here. No, because I can't really see it. I need to be able to get to Control Z very easily. Okay, we're just gonna have the mic right there, and we're gonna hope that that's fine. And I guess maybe put the drink I have over here instead. Alright, this kind of works. Okay, so what inspired me to do this indie show? I guess I should say what inspired the character design. I'm actually going to, let's see. I should probably show you guys what who the main cast look like. Let's see. Oh, that I did the wrong thing. I need to open. And then let's see. And my files are so slow. There, and then here, and then here, and then here. Okay, this is what we'll start off with. So, it might as well be 3. The last art stream was 3 weeks ago. Well, I forgot how I did it. So these are the characters. This is obviously a little outdated in terms of art, and I did these on a whim just one day, so they are very squiggly, scratchy on purpose. This is Vince. This is in my story. The story, there are 5 different kingdoms, alright? There's the big kingdom, which has a unifying various different amount of these creatures. These are called demons. Demons are humanoid, cyclops-like people that have a specific elemental ability that is retained through their kingdom, or shown through their kingdom. This is Vince of the Fire Kingdom, and he is the prince. The setting is very medieval, though I may play around with the idea of something medieval, but in general, yeah, it's got that kind of vibe. He's the Fire Prince. This is Jacoby. He is a ice demon. He is a part of the subsection of the Water Kingdom. The Ice Village or the Ice District. I'm flip-flopping on what terms I want. He himself is technically a villager, but his 2 moms, they are the Earlesses. So in the hierarchy, there's like kings and princes. Those are the royal family. Then in the subsections or the districts, they have earls or earlesses, and their children are just deemed villagers, just like the rest of them. The rest of them are just called like villagers or citizens. This is Alexia. She is an earth demon, but she is not. She doesn't live in the Earth Kingdom. She actually lives with her mom, who I will talk about in a little bit, in a different kingdom. And yeah, but she is a princess. But again, I'll talk about her in a little bit. Hello, Monzo. Welcome, welcome. This is Jasmine. She is the plant princess of the plant kingdom. The only kingdom, because of how big it is, the only kingdom that does not have any subsection or division of its people at all. But she is not in line for the throne, which again, I'll get into her story in a little bit. And here is Mare, not Mare. I know it looks like that, but it's Mare. She is the water queen, and you may think, well, she looks a little bit young for that. That's a part of her story. But yeah, she is the water queen, and yeah, that's the main core 5 that you follow in this show. Vince gives similar vibes to Kai from Ninjago. Oh yeah, that's the fire one, right? Mare. Okay, I probably should. I don't know how to do the typing thing. Like, I don't know how on a computer to have the top little thingy on top of the E. I really need to learn that. I think I got her name off of, I was looking for references because I'm gonna be honest, I did change some of the names. Like, these names were very different. For example, Jasmine, her name was Jody. I based her name off of a character from, I can't remember the name. It's the show where the daughter and the mother are both alcoholics, and they go to like AA, and it's the story of their sobriety or whatever. There was a character called Jody that, spoiler alert, I guess the show's been out for like 10 years or whatever. A character died named Jody from like an overdose or something. And I was so distraught by that because I loved her character that I named her Jody. But then I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. So I gave her a more plant-based name called Jasmine, and I thought that fit. Same thing with Mare. I think it's Italian. I honestly cannot remember what the specific inspiration was. And I know it has to be something that has to do with water, because I know that I changed her name. Mare's original name when I first made her was Mickey, Miki. And it's actually really funny because her original concept, like, I named her that because I just got into Mitski, the one who had that one song done in Adventure Time. Wash your dirty shoes in my washing machine, heart, baby, bang it up inside. That's one of her songs. Yeah, so that I was inspired. I was like, I like this name and I like this singer, so I'm just gonna use her name. And then I got her name wrong, and I just never remembered or realized it until many years later. So I was inspired of a real person's name, and I got her name wrong. It's so stupid. And then I ended up changing it anyway. Hello, Hassan. Welcome to the stream. Happy holidays. Thank you. Any specific pre-existing shows that you admire, that you would imagine this animated in? A art style that already exists. I don't know if it's just recency bias, but maybe like if the Digital Circus was 2D. I don't know. I have to think about like things like proportions, eyes, different line art styles. Because there's some shows I really like, and Their body proportions are things I don't like. I don't know. Or lackadaisy, that kind of hand-drawn style would like work nice. I can say that the genre of the show will be an action mystery. It'll be an action mystery show with, and I would love for it to be a musical. I would love this show to be a musical because god damn, that would make my heart happy. It would make my heart so happy. Mare is related to water and demons who get you in your sleep. It's one of my nicknames my friend gave me. Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. That is now I can realize. So I didn't do that for Vince and Jacoby though, just because I love their names so much. These are the original names I gave them, and I just love Vince. And the reason his name is Vince, I'm not gonna lie, I wish Purple Guy's name was Vincent because I got used to it for so long being Purple Guy's name in the fandom. And I guess I kind of wanted to keep it alive, and now it's just like there now. So fuck you, it's this name forever. Jacoby is just not really even that much different. It's just, I think I saw the name in something problematic, and I didn't like that, so I don't even remember what it was. I think it was some weird game that had really weird vibes. But, yeah, so what I did was I was like, wow, this is a really weird dynamic for this character to be in. I'm gonna reclaim the name. I don't know. It's so fucking weird. Either way, it's just stuck, and now I can't imagine Jacoby having another name. Why he Urple? That, this blue, that's, I can't talk about that. But yeah, this is just a concept, but I can't talk about the reasons for that. Does Vince have any favorite foods or drinks, toast or coffee the entire Fire Kingdom, I would say, I should actually say the inspirations behind the coding of each of these kingdoms, because like there is a little bit of coding. I code Vince and in general most of the population. Not every like character in the kingdom, like not all fire demons are this type of coding, but the majority are. Kind of like how America mostly has like white like people, but there's also a lot of people who are not white who live in America. But like you will more likely see someone who is white when you go out on the street. It would kind of be those kind of rules. I headcanon each of these kingdoms following that sort of structure. So most of the fire demons I perceive as having Hispanic coding. So I think that the Fire family, like the Fire, Vince, his dad, most of the kingdom, again, not all, but most of them would have Hispanic coding. For the Ice district, specifically, I was thinking about it, and I would definitely need to update Jacoby's like design to fit this. This is just kind of the design I settled on and never really changed. And who knows if I'll even stick off of this or stick with it, but I kind of want to give Jacoby maybe this sort of Japanese or Thai coding. Something Eastern because of his mother's. His mother's I designed with that in mind. Alexia, the Earth Kingdom, is black coded. Has that kind of coding in it. Jasmine, the Plant Kingdom, I don't really know. But for very funny reasons, I'm thinking British. And I say that because there's going to be a very specific line in one of the episodes that's going to highlight the Plant Kingdom as being people who are very, like, stuck up, they're above themselves. Because, you know, if your entire genetic makeup is built around the concept of plants and flowers and stuff, something that is very stereotypically beautiful, very eye-catching, you could see how a lot of these people would see themselves as like stuck up better than the others and stuff. I don't know. And Mare, the water kingdom and the water demons, they will have very like Italian coding. And yeah, and I think I may have had that referenced on her parents. At least it's not the French. Fuck you. Oh, I'm gonna specifically make someone have French coding just to get you back. Gotcha. Um, and yeah, that's kind of the. So when it comes to like voices and stuff and different parts about the characters, I would probably pull from those specific circumstances or those specific bits of culture, because this is not Earth. These demons do not take place on Earth. These demons take place, like, they live in a separate world, planet, called the Underrealm, or I'm thinking the Realm, probably, just because people would probably shorten it as that. So I'm thinking if we're going to already shorten it like that, just calling it the Realm would probably just be a better route to go. So that's really, that's what their thing is called. And it's very small. It's either going to be a very small planet for simplicity's sake, so I don't have to think about scale and everything else besides these 5 kingdoms, or it'll be flat, because for lore reasons, I don't know if I can talk about. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think if I can talk about that. Probably not. Probably not. As for foods, probably spicy foods. I think all fire type demons would just kind of have kind of this like subtle taste for spicy food. You'd probably be hard pressed to find someone of a fire demon who is not who at least can't handle spicy food. It'll just be something that they kind of naturally like. Like, some people are naturally I got silenced. Oh, what happened? But yeah. Like how some people have a natural sweet tooth, they have a natural spicy tooth. But is he scared of needles? Which one? Who's scared of needles? And what about drinks? If I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna have to figure out what kind of medieval drinks I can pull from. Especially since all these characters are gonna be like 16, 17. I really want this show to lean in towards like a teen demographic, because I feel like there are so many shows that are either just for kids or just for adults. There's not really like a PG-16 kind of demographic. I don't want to have like full on like always swearing. I don't want like sex scenes. I don't want a lot of dirty jokes. I don't want all that. And then I don't want it to be like sanitized either. I want to be able to show something like really messed up, but like tastefully, and also not have to censor myself, you know? I just want to do whatever the fuck I want, but not have to worry about like jingling keys to keep either kiddos or bored adults. Like, I don't want to have to try to keep their attention, you know? It was Vincent Purple Guy reference. Fake fan. Oh no. I only knew the name and I knew the design, the guy who also had like the mic design. I only know those. It's actually what I based the original FNAF 1 Angel outfit based on. Would there be jokes or references from other works? Like, would there be a Grillby's cameo in the background of the Ice or Fire Kingdom? Maybe. But I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. I'll see about it. I'll see about making Legally Distinct, kind of like regular show or Adventure Time. Sorta, yeah, sorta like that. Because people will die. I will say, some people will die, and you will see it. It will not shy away from someone like getting killed, and that's just going to be a thing that happens in the show. And I don't want to have to necessarily like have to do like a Disney Channel cutaway or only show the shadow of it or something, and there's like no blood or anything. Like I don't want to be sanitized like that, but it's not gonna be like so disgusting and like tasteless and drawn out. We're not gonna do fucking urban spook on this. Fuck that. Let me take another sip of my drink. Okay, now that okay, I should actually also show some of the other characters so you guys can get an idea of the relationships when I talk about the main plot. So let me look at the other. I only have a few other reference sheets available. So let me see this. God fucking damn it. do. Okay. This is Alex, Vince's father. Let's see, where else? This is Starlight, Alexia's mom. And this is Glimmer, Starlight's sister and queen of the realm. So yes, we have Alex over here. He is the king, the current king of the Fire Kingdom. This is Starlight, second in command. Kind of like Celestia and Luna. Celestia is like the ruler of Equestria, but Luna also has like slightly less than equal power. Kind of that situation where she's like they're both princesses. These are two queens. It's just that Glimmer has slightly more power. And yeah. These ones. Wait a sec. Blue, fire, super hot. Do fire people turn blue in extreme rage? I also can't answer that. I also I cannot answer anything about Blue Vince. I cannot. So yes, I am sorry, but you don't get to know the context of that. But yeah, so now you know some of these. So I can talk about some of these characters' backstories while I draw. So one of the things you may be asking yourself when it comes to those character designs that I showed is why does Alexia have a like moon pendant, moon necklace around her neck, and why is her mom like so dark and shadowy? Well, that is because that's like that like necklace is to show that that is her mother. It's like incorporating a relationship in a. Why is my pen so like shaky? Okay, there we go. That's better. I think it was just being weird. But yeah. That is to show their relationship in a character design. Okay, I think doing this is going to be a bad idea. I think I'm going to kind of just emulate the idea and do it like this. That's to show their relationship. Starlight adopted Alexia. She was found as a baby. Starlight wants to have children but can't for a reason that I either will talk about later or I can't talk about. But just to say what I need to, bare minimum, she can't have children. So she adopted Alexia, and for all intents and purposes, that is her daughter. And yeah, so Alexia is more or less an honorary princess, not necessarily inherently native to any kingdom. She doesn't have the same power as other demons of like the royal family do, because the royals have, like, the royal bloodline have a lot more power than the villagers have. You know, the strong rule, that kind of thing. But anyone from the original royal bloodline will have that power. Can they eat coal? Is this a genuine question? I love when fire-related creatures eat coal like it's nothing. I could probably imagine them having like a cereal, and instead of it being like Cocoa Pebbles or Cocoa Puffs, it would be like Cocoa Coal or something like that. I can imagine that. Yeah, I think that would also be like genuinely a cute little thingy. I think that'd be a really cute visual gag or whatever. I need to figure out how to draw books, because I don't... If Monzo was here... Oh, wait, Monzo is here. Fuck. Monzo, I need you to be my prop designer for this show, because, damn, I'm not good at drawing objects. Or would it be more like that? Most books have, like, this, like, kind of design on the fold, I think. Cold Puffs. Once the stream is over, I'm gonna rewatch it over and over again in hopes for any scrap of hidden lore that slipped by, especially about Blue Vince. Doesn't intrigue me. You'll have to see. I guess you'll have to pay attention. What would be the milk, or would they eat it dry? What would their substitution for milk be? It would probably just be like, I could imagine it being like, cause like they would have like specific flora, like there would be fire lilies or something like that in the Fire Kingdom. So I could imagine there would be some kind of fire-based plant that would make some kind of fluid that could be similar to milk, and maybe they'd have something that like just gives it that same sort of kick. So maybe not like something in the real world being interpreted as the milk, but more so just like an original substance that does the same, vibes as milk. I will say that magma is basically the substitution for water in this sort of kingdom. People in the Fire Kingdom can, basically bathe in magma the same way people from the Water Kingdom and, every other kingdom can interact with water. I don't know if this looks really all that great, but we're kicking it now. Okay, I need to think about the book. Obviously the hands would be over the book, but what about the arms? Probably the arms too. Probably the arms. So which layer has the books? That one. This one does. And then I need to erase the main body right here. Now let's do a little boop 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 boop. Probably like Oh wait, it'd probably like be like a lot more thin than that. So. Yeah, that looks like, something. That looks like something. So yeah. What was I talking about before? So yeah. That makes Glimmer Alexia's auntie. Imagine your aunt being the most powerful being in the world. And yes, Alexia is shorter than Vince, at least. The tallest, from tallest to shortest, it would be from the main five. It would be Mare. Mare would be the tallest. Then probably Vince. I'd say Vince and Jasmine would probably be around the same size, the same heights. And then I think that Alexia would be the next one, and then Jacoby would be the shortest of the group. Hello, Connie. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. I actually need to just have a reference window up of my boys and gals. I'm gonna be honest. Even though this is my passion project, and something so personal to me, I don't have a single non-binary character, which is hilarious. In fact, all of my projects that I have under my belt, I don't think I have a single non-binary character, which is hilarious considering I'm non-binary. Find a picture that is non-spoiler. I don't have a lot of reference pictures. I'll just use this thing. Are Dragonets canon to this world? Are they like separate settings? They are separate settings, yes. Every single creature in this world, because there are creatures, I just don't have any designs for the creatures. Everything in this world has one eye. So everything is very like cycloptic. You could do something similar to a book series I'm reading where one character comes out as non-binary over time. That could be interesting. Yeah, that could be. Because I don't think I've seen a single piece of media where someone, comes to that conclusion. I don't think so. I always forget, should the necklace be like under or over the jacket? I'd assume over, so I'm gonna draw the jacket first. But I mean, like, I basically replace the shirt cuff with the necklace anyways, so it's like whatevies. And note that all these designs probably will change in the future, since, like, this is supposed to be like a very royal type setting, and some of these designs aren't entirely based in royal, outfits. These are just like, the default outfits that I've had for years that I've never really grown out of. I've never really improved on them. Would you make a show about Dragonets if you could? I don't know. I don't think so. I at least don't have an idea for it. That maybe one day, but as for now, it's more so just like a personal species of mine. I don't really have anything in my mind about like a story featuring them, but maybe one day. The other types of kingdoms also have subsections. Like the Fire Kingdom, they have a separate group of people. I can see if I can try to pull up a file from my little folder that won't have spoilers. No, that definitely does. That definitely does. Ooh. Okay, how about we pull up. Let's pull this up. And I'll just point your direction to the reference image I have right over here. This is someone from the Fire Kingdom, but this is the Magma Earl's son named Ash. This is a magma demon. Hello, Fable. Welcome to the stream. Just talking about my OCs and my show. But yeah, so we have those type of people, and then we have one other subsection of people, of demon, who are electric based. This is the Electric Earl and Earless and their daughter, Blitz, Fullmine, and Lynn. They were kind of hard to design because Lightning doesn't exactly have a color palette. So you can kind of see I kind of tried to go for more warm yellows and purples for Lynn, go for more of the like kind of wine colored lightning that's sometimes in the sky, and here this was more harsher yellow and blue for Fullmine. Yeah. And I gave their hair a bit more of like a curly texture to like, I guess kind of, I thought the curls would kind of emulate the like jaggedness of lightning, and also give a way to show off more like curly hair textures, which I thought would be nice to have in the show itself. And yeah. Then there's, I don't have concepts for them, but in the Earth Kingdom there's sand demons, and possibly, I don't know if I will add them, but maybe glass, but probably not. Just maybe, but definitely sand. There's definitely sand demons out there who can control sand. For water, it's just water and ice. Just water and ice. And plant, I already said, doesn't have anything. The Light Kingdom, which is if you think about it like a plus shape, I did give I had like a mapping of like the four kingdoms. There's a kingdom in the north, west, south, and east, and then there's one in the middle. The one in the middle is the biggest, and that is the Light Kingdom. Now, the Light Kingdom, for lore reasons I can't talk about, do not have any light demons at all. Glimmer is the only one of her kind. Just like how Starlight is the only one of her kind, but I can't talk about why that is, so you just have to accept that at face value. So yeah, since Glimmer doesn't have a people that are just like her to call her own, her kingdom is just basically kind of like a blended kingdom, where people who don't feel like they fit in or don't want to be in their other kingdoms can go to her kingdom and make their own life, make their own shops, make their own little home for themselves. So if a plant merchant doesn't really feel like they want to be in the plant kingdom, or they fall in love with someone who is in the water kingdom and they just don't really feel like they want to live in either one of them, they can go to the Light Kingdom and just kind of find a place together. I smell lore. You make me want to draw your OCs. Don't do this to me again. I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to. Angel's going to need animators. Fucking yeah, because I can't do animation. I'm an illustrator. I'm not an animator. I don't have the patience for that. Glass is so cool, holy moly. My thing is, I don't know what I would do for a color palette. Like, would it be just like blacks and whites and maybe grays? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I would do for that. So yeah, I'd have to see. I'd have to see about that. But yeah. So I know, and you guys know how like Hollow Knight, they like to have their environments blend in together very seamlessly. my show would definitely do the same thing with the kingdoms. Like, when it comes to the kingdoms being like side by side to each other, they would kind of blend in. Like, you would start to see like more waterfalls and a little bit of more like passionate flora when it comes to I think the water kingdom and the plant kingdom would probably be like on their sides. I could see the fire kingdom and the earth kingdom being on their sides, and then I guess whatever one's left would be to the the other. Body types. I am not. Maybe more just like. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, I am not good at drawing female anatomy. That's not the like perspective though. That's more looking straight ahead. What did I do last time? Oh, I don't draw boobs like that anymore. Glitch Productions, who said that? Oh gosh, I wish I could find an independent studio that had the same funding and freedom permissions as Glitch. God, I wish. Animation is fun and easy if you have the proper materials. I feel like I could be an animatic person, maybe, but I don't have an animatic program. Like, if I could just have something be like, okay, draw, then add frame, draw, add frame, draw, add frame, instead of it being like a layer system, maybe. But, yeah, I don't have anything like that, so I can't necessarily do that. See, what else is there to talk about? Oh, I should probably get the character relationships out of the way. Vince and Jacoby are dating, and Alexia and Jasmine are dating, while Mare might have a romantic subplot happen at some point, but I'm still on the fence about that. If you want to know the character sexualities, Vince is bi, I believe. Or wait, hold on. I actually have pride colors. I have pride colors because I did fucking recolors of them in a pride, so I can actually tell you exactly what they are. Recolors. So no, fucking scratch that. Vince and Jacoby are gay. They are just male of male. Alexia is bisexual. Jasmine is lesbian. Ash is bisexual. Who else? Alex, Vince's father is bisexual. Oh wait, I totally forgot about this other character of mine who is a part of the Earth Kingdom. It's Earth, Sand, and I forgot about the third one. It's Metal. There's metal people, metal demons. Let me see if I can find a picture of them. I didn't want to show people from bases because I only really like to publicly show art that I specifically drew, just because I'm more proud of the shit that I actually drew, but I can't find anything else. So this is Copper. He's a metal demon that I made the color palette based off the penny. It's not as orange as a penny, but that's more so like on his suit or anything. He has really long hair and like a little ponytail. He has a burnt mark on his hair, little freckles and gloves and shit, and a little vest. He's so cool. There's some free ones out there I can recommend that are used by professionals. Definitely DM those to me if you want to. I'll look into them. The glitch pitch. Or you could try flip a clip. It's easy as fuck. That's what I animate on. Maybe. Wait, fire can actually come in a multitude of colors, like white, green, depending on the material used. For example, copper makes green fire. So can fire people be or change colors? For my show, no. Most fire people will have a different range of like skin tones. For example, like Vince has like a very harsh orange, a lighter orangish yellow, these darker shades of like red and orange here, but Alex has like a deeper orange for his skin, a lighter like orangey red here, different subsections here. Can I pull up his wife? Yeah, here's Azula. Azula is Alex's wife. She's dead, and you can see she has like she has peachy, more of like a peachy skin tone, a lighter, a very light peachy yellow on her dress, and very light red hair. So yeah, these are very monochromatic in a sense. The fire demons come in various different shades of like orange and red and yellow, while I was about to say, the earth people come in various different shades of brown. The plant kingdom have a lot of variety, actually, because this is Jasmine right here. She has purples and greens, but see if I can pull it up. Her brother, this is Tulip, is actually way more, he has like more shades of like green with like pops of the reds and purples. Their mom, Violet, is just very much so purple, and their dad, Lilac, is much more of this like pinkish red. So you can kind of see like right here the varying different shades of plant-based colors you can see there. And yeah, like water demons would have like various different shades of blue and that kind of thing. I need copper merch. Hell yeah. Alright, I love this guy. Already he's my favorite character. Nice, nice. One of my FCs is named Copper. Nice. Angel, there should be oxidized parts on him. What does oxidized mean? What an introduction. I like Violet. She looks cool as hell. Yeah, she's a bitch. She's very mean. She's a very mean mom. Very, like, neglectful, verbally abusive. I am struggling with this picture. I'm struggling so hard. Let's see. I think I can say that Vince's mom died. Azula died from childbirth. She did not make it when it came to that. Maybe. And looks like that's You know what? We're not the limitations of my art style are very much showing, but you know what? Everything is fine. Everything's fine. Mean woman here goes to pick. Oh, there should be like rusty parts on copper. Maybe. When exposed to oxygen, oxidizes. Basically, it turns green, for example. The Statue of Liberty. Oh, interesting. But yeah, okay. What else is there? There's so much shit to talk about when it comes to these little goobers. So I should actually probably just tell you guys the plot of my show, because I think I've said everything but what these characters are basically like, meant to do in the story. What they do in said story, I said it was an action mystery. The whole point of the show is that Vince is trying to solve a mystery that is related to the Light Kingdom. Essentially, his grandfather murdered the king of the Light Kingdom, Glimmer's husband, Odin. Which I can show off right here. This is Odin. Very warm, loving guy. I need to add crowns on everybody, but I'm really bad at props, so no one gets a crown until the show actually comes out. But, yeah. So, Vince's grandfather murdered him in cold blood, and a whole war was started over it that lasted, like, a really long time. And eventually, Alex, when he came into power and became the king, he ended the conflict. But ever since then, the Fire Kingdom has basically been blacklisted from the other kingdoms. They're in worse economic trouble. They're just like struggling a lot because people don't really want to export to them. They don't want to ship off their goods to them because of their reputation, just because of what happened to their king. What the king did to the big guy upstairs. And, yeah. So, basically, the reason why Vince is even going off on this mystery and not just, like, blatantly believing it is because it doesn't make sense. There wasn't really, like, any reason for this to happen. Even the circumstances seem to be a little fishy. So, there's just something gnawing in the back of his mind that makes him think, this can't be right. There's something more to this. I know there is. I just have to find it. So he goes off on a quest, a little mystery to try to find it. And all the while, Alexia wants to prove herself as a real princess who can actually make a difference in the world and make her mom proud. And the way she thinks she's going to do that is she thinks, well, what on earth could I possibly do that's going to show that I can make a difference? Well, I know. How about I unify the most hated group of people in the realm with basically the people that they wronged? So her entire, her reasoning for trying to do this whole thing is essentially to make herself feel like she's worth it. Like, because Alexia probably hears in the streets, like the commoner streets all the time, that she's just a random girl that got chosen for this, like, title. Like, she doesn't deserve her power. She doesn't deserve to be up there with, the queen and everything. And that eats her up inside. So she wants to, like, prove herself, even though no one has given her flack for, not being blood related to the queens of the realm. So the pilot slash first episode, I think the way my series would go is that the first episode would just also be the pilot, and the next episode would just like pick off from there. Unless it was just like really fucking bad, then I would just be like redone. But yeah, the plot would be Alexia sneaking off, and using her authority to get some guy from the royal, like, just some guy who does, carriages, horse, horse, and, carriage, these things, and stick figure. Here's the horsey poo. And, they have the little mane. And then the little whip like, whatcha. Like this kind of thing. Well, carriage, like this, I like the way you said, I couldn't, okay. I'm sorry. That's just words. Words are hard. So Alexia had a guy who royally does this for a living, does the carriage and make the royal people go to the place they want to go. She paid, or really didn't pay him off, she just kind of used her authority to command him very early in the morning to make sure her mother wouldn't be awake to notice her being gone, to go over to the Fire Kingdom and send them an invitation to the annual gala. And the annual gala is a event that the Light Kingdom gives all of the royal members of the kingdom. They all get together in one place, and they just essentially have a nice little get-together, a little party. And, yeah. Just have, like, a nice little soiree. Everyone mingles together. And, yeah, that kind of thing. But the Fire Kingdom has been, like, like I said, blacklisted from that kind of thing. So Alexia's mission is to try to repair relations between her mission is to repair relations between the Light Kingdom and the Fire Kingdom, because if she can do that, she can cement herself in history as being worth her title. And Vince takes this as an opportunity to try to learn more about the Light Kingdom, basically using her as a way to get more information, get closer to the Light Kingdom, and he uses their, like, new friendship as a way to get more information, to, get to secret archives, just to try to get any bit of, like, information that he can, so that way he can, like, prove his grandfather, his innocence, so to speak. Peter the horse is here. Where does my boy Copper come to play? Oh, he's like a minor character. You'll see him like in like maybe one episode, and having like an actual like plot there, but he's not gonna be like anything. He's not gonna be like special in any way. Ugh, I'm getting heartburn. I want to draw OCs now. I drew one of them with a weapon. Yeah, you drew Starlight, and it was really good. Sorry, I gotta stretch. I've been sitting down for a little bit. Is there anything else to talk about the show? So yeah, every character is gonna have like a character arc. Vince's is, you know, trying to prove his kingdom's innocence, and he wants to make their kingdom great again. The kingdom used to be bustling. It used to be such a great place to go, and now the economy is really bad. A lot of people are poor. They're struggling. It's a hard place to live in right now, but they can't. It's not like people can migrate to the Light Kingdom where the economy is better, because the Light Kingdom, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, there's a very small, minor amount of people who are flame demons in the Light Kingdom, and they're either in hiding or they're just like heavily discriminated against. Like it's bad for them. It's very bad. So you're better off just staying in the Fire Kingdom if you're a fire demon, and then the other, it'd basically be the same for anyone else in any other kingdom. It's just like very heavily stigmatized. And yeah. So he just wants to make his kingdom great again and bring it back to its former glory. Jacoby, he's always been the one that I felt like had the least amount to go off of. Demons is not only supposed to be like a play on the fact that that's their species, but it's also supposed to be a play on the inner demons of every character. I could definitely see him battling with I don't know. To me, Jacoby has been sort of like this very chill character. There's actually a joke. I made a joke comic a while ago. I can see if I can pull it up. About like 2 to 3 years ago. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, okay, here we go. Jacoby has a big brother who is in line for being the next Earl. Here's a little comic. Hey, is your brother okay? Psh, he's fine. He's like the chillest guy I know. And his brother is like having a panic attack in the corner. Let me see if I can like give a I need to delete all these like little chibis. Let me see if I can pull up Frost, his brother. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There's Frost. That's Jacoby's brother. He's in line to be the next Earl. I wanted to give him more, like, comfy clothing for that ice frosty vibe. Yeah, what a copper do to you. He's just I'm not gonna be like fucking Listen, I don't hate Vivzy Pop. I don't hate her. But I'm not gonna make every single tiny, minuscule character important. I may have a lot of OCs, but I'm not gonna try to make sure they all have like a role. The one-offs are gonna be one-offs. Not every character is gonna have everything, you know? It just is what it is. Some characters just can't have the spotlight. And that's just how it be sometimes. Allow me to voice Copper? We'll see. We got fire racism. Basically, yeah. I want a VA so bad in this. I think I could do an angry character. Yeah, maybe. Do these inner demons ever happen to get visual representations? It's more so like the mental like the mental demons everyone has. Everyone has a demon that they have to struggle with. But it's like, it's metaphorical. It's not like literal. I see where I could say nice shit in an angry tone. The shame. Just flood this over with fan art of the show. Oh, I would cry if I I already got so emotional when I first started getting like the fan art for Angel. I would actually cry if more people drew these little goobers, because like goddamn, I've had these people in my. You guys want to know the first you guys want to know the first first art I did of the show. That's the rebooted one, but I gotta go back to the old comics concepts. I've had these guys since 2020. These guys have been in my head for 5 years. And if you guys want to know what they originally looked like, beware your eyeballs, because this is what they used to look like. This is what they used to look like. That was Alex. This was, yep, that's, you can pause if you want. I'm uncomfortable looking at this. It's so fucking bad. Yeah. So, ew. My guess is 2019. 2020. I was 1 year off. Yeah, 2020. Oh, I have a bump on my head and it's really hurting. The improvement is so insane. Holy moly. These ones here, this is like a 3-year difference. Those ones that I just showed were from 2020. These are all from like 2023. It's been a long time since I've seen, and what I'm drawing now is obviously, 2025, almost 2026. God damn, it's almost the new year. Yeah. I'm losing faith in this idea, so we're just going to start drawing one-offs because I just want to draw characters now. So fuck it, that's what we're doing for the rest of the stream. Let's see, let's do a little bit of this. And I like pencil better, even though I hate doing I hate coloring a pencil line art. Draw my boy Copper. 2026, how the fuck am I alive? I ask myself that every day. What else? Is there anything else? Oh yeah, I didn't even go over everybody. Alexia, obviously, her inner demons is her self-worth. And I'm trying to think of like character flaws, because I am so bad with character flaws, it's insane. Not gonna lie, I'd probably give Alexia a little bit of like that Charlie season 2 energy that people probably wouldn't like. With a hint of that like adorkable thing that Disney really drove, like pushed and pummeled into the fucking ground and made everyone hate. She's sheltered, but like not entirely. I could see Starlight being very protective because it's like her only kid. If anything happened to Alexia, she'd have no children. Yeah, she's got a lot of self-worth issues, and she'd probably be very stubborn, I'd say. Very, like, I'm gonna do my own thing because of all these issues, and it leads her to not considering other people's feelings. Suffers with pride, possibly. I think Vince just genuinely, his work, like the work he's given himself, that it was not forced upon him at all, just like consumes him, and it just leads him to like long bouts of isolation. I don't have anything for Jacoby because he's so white bread. I need to really give his character a like boost. I think he's just like, the only characterization I have for Jacoby is just that he's like the actual chill one, and his brother, ironically enough, suffers heavily with anxiety. And I don't know. I'll see about it though. I'll try to do something with him. Jasmine, her whole thing is going to be just trying to be her own person and being independent. She is This is what she looked like as a child. Her mom tried to give her like a very short, girly hairstyle with a more traditional flower dress and everything like that. A little pin to like cover her hair and make sure it's not drooping too much. And she was basically like a tomboy in the making. And eventually, she was just so tired of it that she broke broke free from it, and she was already semi neglected from her parents anyways. Like her brother was always more the star child. So once Tulip started acting out, they just neglected her more and just went full on and just giving her brother all the attention. So she's just kind of the black sheep of the family. She's just doing her own thing. If I will tell you guys, if I had anyone, if I could pick anyone to voice Jasmine, it would probably be Olivia Olson, because I 100% made Jasmine with the same with that Marceline energy. 100% with that Marceline energy. I couldn't see anyone else other than Olivia Olson playing her. You kind of also notice that they have like their own kind of weapons. Like Vince has fire swords. Jacoby has like ice gauntlets. Alexia can do like basically earthbending. Jasmine has like a plant whip, a vine whip, and Mare has water. And the inner demons she has to struggle with is the fact that there's a very specific reason, a very traumatic reason, as to why she's the water queen and not the water princess. She is like, I believe 22. Yeah, about 22. And yeah, both of her parents are dead, and they were murdered right in front of her in cold blood, and she's had to live with that for like her entire life. She essentially had to be raised. She couldn't really stay in the Water Kingdom. She had to. The royal advisor for the Water Kingdom stepped up to become the king, and he didn't really want anything to do with her. So since the royal family of the Light Kingdom were close to the specifically Starlight, because Starlight has moon imagery, and the moon controls the tides. I thought that'd be a cute dynamic to have them have a close bond. The Queen of Darkness and Death being oh yeah, that's it, by the way. Starlight is death and darkness, and Glimmer is life and light. And yeah. Selmare was kind of raised by Glimmer and Starlight and became childhood friends with Alexia. So Mare, Jasmine, and Alexia all kind of know each other because Alexia and Jasmine kind of got together fairly young. They're like childhood sweethearts. While Vince and Jacoby are much more of a recent thing. Like, they'll only be together a year into the show. And the reason why I have these characters being in a relationship together at the start of the show, rather than the, getting together as the show goes on, is because of the fact that I think it's overdone, honestly. Seeing people get together, I think it's a little overdone. I think it's also interesting to just see how people are as a couple. Just, anyway. That's why there are some people who may get into a relationship, but I just want to explore what it's like for people who are already in a relationship and still figuring things out. The constant, will they, won't they stuff is just kind of, there's something to be said about how the Owl House does it, where, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil something in 5 seconds. How Luz and Amity get together, and then in the midway point of the show, they are a couple, and the rest of the show is them being a couple. That's cool. But, the whole will they, won't they stuff, and then getting together in, the finale, I just, ugh. Oh, this is the question that I actually was waiting for. Can these guys like combine their elements or use their elements to boost other elements, like water and light boosting plants or fire and water making steam? No. Which actually is a very risky reason as to why there's a reason why Glimmer has been queen for a while. And I guess this is as good a time as any to talk about biology. So strap in, kids. Are you guys ready to learn about the elephants and the octopi? Fucking hell. Okay. So, the way demon biology works is that they kind of go off of like Undertale rules, where when a demon gives birth to a child, and I say demon because I don't know how the birthing process happens, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still figuring it out. I don't know if it's like traditional human birth or if it's some other fantasy bullshit. All I know is that when a child is like brought into the world, demons, I started this off really weird. I'm so fucking sorry. I have not had practice to line all this up. Demons age, but they stop aging when their like body is around that like 20s kind of vibe. They are always in their prime. Like once they are in their prime, biologically wise, they can still, you can still count the numbers, but like body wise, they'll stay in that shape forever, basically. The only reason why a demon ages is if they have a child, because all of their elemental magic, all of their energy goes into making that child or children. And once that child is born, they begin to like start aging again. Around a normal human lifespan, they'll only have about 70, 80 more years left, and then they'll get old, wrinkly, kick the bucket. Hello, Squagglefish. Welcome to the stream. I'm talking about my OCs. I went over all the lore, and now we have to actually talk about their biology. So, yeah, strap in, I guess. So yeah, that's how that works. So, yeah, the reason why Glimmer can't necessarily just have a kid and, have her bloodline happen like that is because if she had it with any other demon, there is a 50-50 chance that it would be a light child. Because let's say that, let's just use a canon couple. If Alexia and Jasmine had a child, that child would either be a plant demon or an earth demon. They can't combine. They can't be like 50 earth, 50 plant, have both powers. That would make children way too overpowered and complicate things a lot. This is to give narrative restrictions as to why there's not a bunch of overpowered children and making like people who are like tri-hybrids or whatever. So for Glimmer, she doesn't want to bring a child into the world and then resent that child if it's not going to succeed, if it's physically incapable of succeeding her. So instead of like kind of like how Endeavor from My Hero Academia just like had child after child after child after child, trying to get someone who could do perfect ice and fire, she doesn't want to go through like a process similar to that where you're just popping out kids hoping you'll finally get the one. She wants to have one that's made out of love, but one that she also knows like won't be a gamble. So therefore, yeah, that's why she hasn't tried for children yet. And not gonna lie, I'm sure there's like a little bit of resentment there for Starlight, who did kind of end up having a child, even if she isn't able to have children, because she is a demon of death and darkness, which makes her infertile, incapable of having children with anyone. She would just have a miscarriage immediately. So she literally can't have a kid and still got one just because, of circumstance. So I think she does definitely try to also co-parent Alexia as like a way of, emulating her having a kid, but also does have like a tiny, like just not enough to hate her sister, but just a little bit of resentment to where it's like, you have something that I wish I had. Hello, BV. Welcome to the stream. Just doodling and talking about my OCs. So yeah, that's how demon biology works. Do 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 do. Should I do more digital drawings? Sure, why not? Everyone should be able to do what they want to do. If you think you want to do it, then I don't see any reason why you shouldn't. As long as it's not harming anybody. I love your drawings and OCs. Thank you. I'm gonna head out so I can draw your OCs because I want to. Alright, see you, Fable. Time to part. Why? Because I got it. It's alright. It's alright. I want to do like a nice little like Christmassy doodle because it's like almost Christmas, but I don't know. Oh, I think, I don't know, my stuff got muted. Oh, I'm sorry. I could probably, if anyone wants to see a human Vince design, I just thought about it. I think I made a doodle of it a while back, a long time ago. This was it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember this was I also made a doodle of if Vince was a woman. He really wouldn't change because he already rocks long hair, so it would just be boop. And I did a drawing of trying to draw him with my left and right hand. There's not necessarily anything spoiler related. Oh wait, I should show off Vince's grandfather because that'd be cool. Do I have a good drawing of him? There we go. Here's a nice little doodle of him. His name's Lilo. He has this like kind of his royal attire is like kind of like this like robe kind of thing where it's got like little fire bits, like kind of like a fire mane, and then like little fire poofs on the cuffs, and then like it's on top of like a suit of armor. Like he always has a suit of armor on all the times in case he needs to pull out his fire axe and go ham. Draw copper in a Santa hat. Working on something right now, could draw something later. Nice. I used to draw cyclopses in school. Awesome. Oh yeah, and here's Lilo as a child. He was a little fucking problem child. And this little like drawing of like Alex doodling a picture of his dad, being like, "Oh, that's your evil twin." Um, this was a reference to his beta design before I redesigned everybody. So he's like when back then the old lore was that fire demons turned blue when they had reached maturity. And then I thought that that was fucking stupid because then you would have blue fire and blue water people. And I thought that just I didn't think that worked well. So I just retconned that, but you know, this is just a reference. And yeah. That's the guy. As per Gotcha's request, I'll try doing something like that. Everyone at the Christmas party would like a piece of pie. But everyone at the Christmas party is gonna fucking die. 'Cause I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice. I'm gonna make sure that nobody is nice by the time that the night is through. I'm gonna murder you. Ooh. The show hasn't even released a pilot and there's already a gingerbread art of Vince. If maturity isn't the reason, then why was Vince blue? Well, that's because that's a new reason that I can't talk about. Let's see. What are Santa hats usually like? They're like, you know, they have little poofy bits, right? And then they have like a little... Okay, well, I gotta draw the ball first, so that way I know where it's going. Whoop, 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 wop, wop, wop. And it's fine, it's just doodle. And whoop. Right, that's a Santa hat, right? Right? That's a Santa hat. That's definitely a Santa hat. If you want to know what kind of character Copper would be, probably like Entrapta vibes from She-Ra, which is we love that Netflix originals are apparently fucking leaving Netflix really soon. So you're gonna have to pirate She-Ra if you're ever gonna want to watch that. So that's fun, I guess. And and then just do a little whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Snip, 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 bitch. Ooh, but if you know someone new, tell them that no one else does us, no one can help us. All you gotta do is trust us. Trust us. Just us. Normally it'd be like whoop, whoop, so... Let's do a little... whoop, whoosh. Throw him with his hair down. Or do I want to draw him in his ponytail? And we'll draw him in his ponytail. Is Netflix really getting rid of their shows? Yeah, they're like getting rid of a lot of their fucking originals. How I Watch Girl from Nowhere, Sailing the High Seas, I guess. Damn it, I'll figure out the reason. Oh, you're not. No, you're not. There is actually just physically no way for you to know. Gotcha. There's like just actually no way for you to know. And it's because of something I can't talk about. So, so there's just vital information that is just going to severely limit your ability to know. So, sorry, but not. Before I do anything, I probably just need to go ahead and erase this. I did not mean to do that. Sorry. And then see, do a little poofy, poof, 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 poof. Yeah, texture. Let's do a little bit of this, because I don't want to have to draw it all. Draw that. Ooh, whoop, 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 whoop. And a little bit of whoop, whoop. And whoop, whoop. And there's a little tie. And then I guess we'll just, oh, OBS disconnected, reconnecting, reconnection. We all good? Everything okay? Hopefully everything's all right. Also, why do I have 4 Discord notifications? Oh, okay, I see. Huh. Nice little goober. Alright. Just checking everything. Bit of a hiccup in the audio there, but we're all good. Okay, good. Whoop. Whoop. Just do a little this and this and this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else to talk about? Should I just like show off the rest of the designs that I have for all these various characters? That way they're out in the world. Maybe. What else? What other designs are there? Here's Arno. This is the royal advisor for Mare. This is Kai. This is Mare's dead dad. Once considered to be the most stylish and handsome of all the kings at one point. See, this is Ash's dad, the Magma Earl, named Fuego. He's a prick. He's so stereotypically just like a dick. That's like, at first you're like, oh fuck you, and then as you go on, you're like, well come on, he's just a little gremlin though. He's just a little guy. And then you're like, oh, wait, no, you're kind of being a prick, though. Come on, calm down. Shut up, calm down. And it's like that kind of back and forth. God damn it. Open like that and do it like that. Lena, this is Mare's mom. This is Serena. This is Jacoby's one of Jacoby's moms. And this is Winter. This is Jacoby's other mom. Serena was the one who was more born into the title of Earless. Winter married in. Who else have I not shown? No one else. That's just like basically everybody, I think. No, I didn't show off any of the Earth Kingdoms. There's a... Do I only have the pixel art of them? Do I only have the pixel art of them? I made them chibis, right? Yeah, I did. Here we go. So we have the two kings of Earth, Jasper and Ferris. These are the two Earth Kings. Probably going to be redesigned at some point, but, you know, these are the current designs. And then there's Rumble and Rocky. They are the two Earth Princes. And, yeah. These are all the designs for all the characters that exist currently. Oh, wait, I didn't show off this one. Just the one final one. Just one more. Actually, there's two more. There's two more, but it's fine. Here's Ahi. This is Lilo's wife, who also is not around anymore. She's dead. And here's Sunny, Ash's mom, and Fuego's wife. And, alright. Let's get back to drawing. Also, I've never watched She-Ra, so I'm not sure who you're referring to when you're talking about who Copper is like, but he seems like Lancer-esque character to me. Okay, so Entrapta is basically, she's the character that most people think of when you think of an either it's going to be her or Peridot when you think of someone who's very autistic coding. Very heavily specially interest minded, doesn't really get social cues, that kind of vibe. Copper is very much like that. He loves making inventions. He likes dabbling with metal to create different things. He could be a prodigy for the kingdom in making inventions that push them slowly out of the modern, like the medieval era. He can do a lot of that stuff, and he just loves it. And he's also asexual. So, yeah. Damn, everyone's dead. Yeah, a few people not alive. Welcome back, BV. Hope Netflix gets rid of Big Mouth. I heard it was decent at some points, but I just personally didn't like it. Vince has a crown, yeah. All of the royals do have a crown. I just don't have designs for them. I don't have designs for them. God, I need Alex. I need Glimmer, Starlight. I need all the queens and kings to have crowns. I'm sure like the princes and princesses would probably have crowns too, like Alexia and Vince and Mare. But they all need crowns. Copper's my favorite now too. I love characters who create. Yeah, he's a little tinkerer. My God, I love him even more. I need Copper merch. Oh my gosh, I would love it if he had like, now I just thought of the name Tinkering. Oh my gosh, it would be so cute if he had like a little tiny, little automation that looked like Tinkerbell. And he could just call her Tinker. It would be so cute. Copper gives me Bismuth vibes from Steven Universe. They're both there and tinkerers, but not the sole focus of the show. Yeah, in that sense of the role, a little bit, yeah. definitely not when it comes to personality. I really want to give Vince a more royal theming. I think when I was originally making the generation after, where they were all like all of the princes and princesses, I wanted this current generation of them to lean away from it a little bit more, but still keep certain vibes. But I don't know. I feel like they're so disconnected that you can't really tell they're supposed to be from a medieval world. And so I don't think Copper can just be a one-off character anymore due to the sudden fan increase. Oh no. Y'all are gonna be so disappointed. Should I try to like give you guys like a rundown of like the pilot? Should I just basically verbalize what would be going on in the pilot? Maybe I will. So like, yeah, Alexia gets the carriage driver to take her down to the Fire Kingdom, and she goes to the Fire Throne Room and delivers the message to Alex and Vince. They get the message. They say that they'll think it over. She leaves. Alex and Vince would probably have a discussion about this. Alex would be worried about the reputation of them. Like, this is really great, but what could this mean, you know? Like, he would be more anxious because he's actually had to be there for, like, you know, 50, 60, 70. I don't have a concrete timeline, but he's been alive for a long time, and he's had to live with his kingdom being in shambles for a long time, being isolated from the other royals for a long time. So it's like, how do you just go back to these people when, like, you know, that you've just gotten used to being the odd one out? So, yeah, but Vince would obviously argue this is, like, an awesome, like, chance to try to get things back to normal again. And so reluctantly he agrees, and he says, all right, we'll go, but we gotta make sure that everything is going to be you know, there will be like restrictions. We gotta make sure we're gonna be perfect, because we do not want to make a fool of ourselves, and we don't want to ruin our chance. So, like, this is really great. Vince is thinking, like, man, I could, like, actually have, like, a talk with the queen. I could actually get, like, more context from, like, someone who was there for that time period other than, like, my dad, because I think Vince knows that Alex is probably hiding details because they're hard to talk about. So he can't, like, fully, you know, like, trust his dad and everything. So eventually Vince is talking to Jacoby about the whole thing, and they have like a little scene together, probably very cute. Alexia would go to her mom about what she just did, because she would have obviously had to have came home, and I could imagine, like, Starlight would get very angry at Alexia seemingly going off on her own, not very princess-like. But then she'd have to realize that Glimmer actually gave Alexia permission, and she didn't just sneak off on her own. She just, you know, didn't want to have to deal with her mom. So then, after knowing this, Starlight and Glimmer would have a conversation outside, drinking tea, and they'd have a heated discussion. Starlight would be much more, like, heated over it because, you know, her brother-in-law died. But for some reason, Glimmer is more focused on trying to move on and patch things up than she is. And she's kind of thinking of it from the perspective of, you know what, it's been so long, I just kind of want things to go back to normal. I don't want to live with this, like, hatred my whole life. So, even though Starlight doesn't trust them, doesn't trust the fire people, she definitely has, like, a bias against them. She obviously can't overrule her sister because she's, you know, you could just always pull rank. She just decides to let it go. But she doesn't agree at all that this is a good idea. And Alexia is like over the moon because her plan's working so far. And yeah. Then you would have like a scene of Vince going to like a library in the Light Kingdom. Maybe, though I don't think it would like plot wise make sense. I don't know. Eventually, for some reason or another, Alexia would learn about Vince's, like, research into the past. And she'd be like, all right, we're both kind of trying to go towards the same thing. I want peace with your kingdom. You want, like, peace with everyone else. And you want information. If we work together, we can try to, you know, we can try to work things out. We can get my mom and my aunt to see you guys in a better light, and this gala can be our perfect way of, you know, embodying that there's no more bad tension and no more bad blood. So that's basically what their, like, friendship is gonna be like. I could actually give you guys like a couple plot synopses because I had small ideas, but none of them are like 100% concrete. Did I delete? I think it got automatically deleted. I'll have to do it here. I can give you the plot synopsis for like a few episodes. Obviously, there's like the first episode. Second episode would be a like dinner between Mare, Glimmer, Starlight, and Alexia. And while that, Vince would be struggling to fall asleep, and he'd be getting very vague dreams and nightmares. Again, all these could change, but this is what I wrote like 2 years ago, and it's the only sort of structure I have. Episode 3 would be Vince going on a search in other kingdoms to finding any information he can, but coming up short because obviously no one knows the full story, so no one's just going to have the answer right on his like, you know, no one's just gonna have the answer for him. And it would definitely be an episode going over that it's not just the Light Kingdom. Everyone is very awkward, and Vince would actually have to see why some elements don't mix in terms of demon, like their skin possibly being more likely to set fire to more sensitive fabrics in the Plant Kingdom or the Water Kingdom, being a full-on danger to fire individuals. You know, smaller ideas that aren't really concrete, but, you know, something like that. And the B plot would be Alexia and Jasmine, or maybe the A plot, maybe B plot, who knows. The other plot would be Alexia and Jasmine challenging the Earth princes to a bowling match, because I think Jasmine probably would have known them, but probably would have like forgotten, because she's just so out of the loop with the whole, you know, hierarchy of everyone else. So she probably would have like dissed them or been rude or something to them, and to make sure they don't get, locked up for being terrible to royalty, even though they are royals themselves or something like that. For some reason, they would just challenge each other to basically medieval bowling, because rocks are like round things. There's a connection to bowling, and yeah, if they win, they are able to just go free. Episode 4 would actually be Vince and Jacoby's anniversary, their 1-year anniversary together. They'd be going to this lantern festival in the ice district, and it'd be a cute little thing for their development. And Frost, Jacoby's brother, would be trying to prepare for an important speech as the oncoming Earl, and failing because of anxiety. Episode 5 would be about Alexia meeting with Mare because of her insecurities about being a princess. She sees like Mare as like a big sister, so because they've been friends for so long, and may as well be sisters with how long they were like raised together. So she would go to her on these like questions, and she's like, well, you became queen at such a young age, and how did you deal with this sudden like responsibility, and how do you feel good about it? Because like I don't feel like I'm worthy. It'd be like a whole thing. It'd be development for those two. And Vince would have a run-in with an ex, because Vince was with someone else before he was with Jacoby, and that was very messy. I think I'll keep that a secret for now. But yeah, I'll keep it a secret for now, because I should I say it? Probably. Do I like being difficult? Absolutely. That's not even the right Husband Hotel quote, but fuck it, whatever. Episode 6 would be a episode where Alexia joins like Jasmine, because she has to go to her brother Tulip's photo shoot. I say photo shoot, but I don't know what it would actually be if we're still going with the medieval theme. Since Tulip is being like basically groomed for the throne by the parents, he's the one they're giving all their attention to, while Jasmine may as well not even be a part of the family and only just sleeps at the castle. There's like tension there. Her and Tulip were like really close, really close, and then they just like grew apart, and now they just kind of don't really talk, and when they do, they're bitter towards each other. But she has to go for some reason, and Alexia joins with her, and Alexia would have basically a digital circus moment where she has to basically talk to Tulip, and they'd have a talk, and we'd learn about what his deal is and everything. What else is there? Oh yeah, and then the other B plot would be like Jasmine and her parents being toxic towards each other. Episode 7 would, let's see, is there anything plot worthy yet that I can't talk about? Yep, that's a bit. We're starting to get into like lore, story shit, so I don't think I can say anything more, but I can give you episode titles. Actually, wait, hold on. I need to actually make sure that Can I say them? Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. So these titles could probably change. They probably will, but for now, these are the titles. There's Fire in the Soul, Into the Fray, Rule Books, Enveloped in Insecurity, Parasitic Memories, Under the Heel, Tactical Warfare, Our Shared Trauma, Uplifted, Time to Strike, Begin the Trials, Youth Tainted, Ticks in the Mind, Hidden Strength, End the Despair, Nightmare, Intentions Clear, Grit and Bear It, Happily Ever After, and The End. And there is... I'll say there's something there. There's something important in those titles, but I'm not going to say what. And, yeah. Oh, yeah, and these episode lengths would be like... I'd like for them to be in the 22 mark, 18, 22 minutes, varying degrees of minutehood if they need it, if they don't. I actually have like a little written thing here. It's really cute. The story would be told similarly to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where there's just like constant plot regression. No episode is skippable, even if it's just something that's character focused. You're at least learning something new. The drive will be to have one season, a one-season show. This is not a multi-season show. Yeah. I'll sniff out the lore from these titles. Sure. Yeah, sure. Oh, I love being difficult. Man, this has been an art stream, but I have definitely not finished a single one of these doodles. It's so weird drawing them again. I got so used to like drawing my character and stuff and just drawing other things that like I've let these guys fall to like the wayside. And that's a shame. It really is. It is a really big shame. I feel a little bad about it, but it is what it is. Let's see if there's anything else about the show that I want to go over before we close everything out. Is there any other questions other than Vince being the blue thing? Is there any other questions you guys have that you want me to try to answer? Here's an interesting dual idea. Official. No, not doing that. I will say that there's an antagonist. There is an antagonist and a bad thing in the story. I will say that. I have a question. What's your question, Blaze? I just don't feel like drawing anymore. Oh, I don't know. I'll just have to put these sketches up, I guess. I'll have to use these sketches as the thumbnail. Do you have any idea of how they would sound like? That is a question. That is a question. I would, obviously like for them to have like accents. Is the villain hot? I mean, I'm sure some people will probably think that they are hot. I'm sure that there is someone here that may think that they're hot, but I think there's someone in this chat or who was in this chat who would think that the villain is hot, but I can't say anything about that. Is there a chance that you will play a Doom game on the channel? Well, that's not about the show, but I don't know. I'm not really into shooters really at all, so I don't know. Maybe one day, but gun sounds make my ears all scaredy. I don't like the gun sounds, so I don't know. I can barely handle Borderlands. And even then, I don't really want headphones on when I play Borderlands. Grr. How bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally. How bad can I be? How bad could I possibly be? I just finished my yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo. I think that's it. I can't say a single thing. I can't say a single thing, gotcha. I can just say the concept exists. That's all I can say. I would have loved to see Angel mass murdering demons. Yeah, you'll just have to, at least for now, you'll have to cope with me slaughtering many corrupted silk-ridden bugs in like Hollow Knight and Silksong. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to talk about with my show. Let me see. I could also give a hint about the generations. Obviously, these guys live for a very long time, can live for a very long time. So not since they don't have a tied, like they don't have a natural age bracket. One can live for 100 like us. One could, if they were selfish enough, live for hundreds or forever. So, yeah. At least for the Fire Kingdom, there has been about 5 to 6 generations of kings in the time. With if we're talking about generations being like Vince is like the 5th or 6th. We can go with like 6. He's like the 6th generation of fire royalty. Alex would be number 5. Umlila would be number 4. So on and so forth. So that can kind of give you an idea, at least, of somewhat when the beginning of everything happens. Is there anything else? Yeah, I can't talk about the start of the timeline because that's spoilers. Yeah. I think I have said enough. I'm probably just gonna paint these guys all in white and just throw them up in a thumbnail. Yeah. This is gonna be the last sixth generation. There's gotta be, oh my god. This is gonna be the last time that let's go ahead and go to Hangout. Oh, I didn't transfer the music over, so that was done in complete silence. I'm so sorry. But yeah. This is gonna be the last time you hear from me guys before Christmas Eve and Christmas, because I won't be streaming on Christmas Eve or Christmas. Well, maybe Christmas. Because tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I'm off on Christmas. I might stream on Christmas. If not, I'll take that day off too. We should be able to wrap up SCP and Plants vs. Zombies in that time, before the 31st, because on December 31st, we're going to be doing a live stream, a special live stream, where we're going to be going over, just in general, my plans for the future. I really want to get the Calypso Gauntlet out of the way, so that way I don't spoil what's next. And I think that having the stream be on this will be the last year for me as a scary starter. Yeah, no, not like, you know, permanently. At least I hope. Fucking gotcha. Yeah, I think it'd be appropriate to have a stream like that on New Year's. As a little, I could probably give like a little preview of the thumbnail at least. It doesn't really give anything away. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. I haven't done a thumbnail reveal in so long because I'd stop doing that because I didn't want to spoil them. But yeah, this is just going to be the general thumbnail for the Let's Talk about 2026. What's going to be like going further. You can see I made the little letters and numbers be a little hint as to, you know, just a little cute little reference to my various different forms. And I made the balloons be the most contrasting pattern colors, since most of them are just like darker versions of the base color. New Year's. Yeah, that's that. Into the void it goes. Whoosh. And yeah. So I'm so hyped for the Let's Talk stream. Oh, dude, I got like a Google I have a Google presentation and everything for it. I feel like it's done. I'm debating whether or not I need to add a couple more slides, or if I'll just like talk about the other things I'll probably talk about in the like already established slides. The T is clear. But yeah, I have a whole Google slide presentation for it, so yeah, you can just you can imagine that this is going to be very important, very special to me. So I'll see you guys for SCP either on Christmas or the day after that, and Plants vs. Zombies after that, and then the Let's Talk for third after that. Other than that, everybody, stay safe and stay hydrated. If it's daytime for you, have a good rest of your night, and if it's daytime for you, have a good rest of your day. If it's nighttime for you, have a good rest of your night. And as always, everybody, bye.